Hello everyone, and welcome to this video on how to fold an origami bird base. Let's take a look at one. This is a bird base that I folded from a preliminary base in a previous video. As I mentioned in that video, there are several bases that start with preliminary bases, and the bird base is one of them. I know it kind of looks like a kite, and sometimes people think, oh, this must be the kite base, but it's not. It's a bird base. And there's two reasons that this is referred to as a bird base, at least two reasons that I've been told. I'm not sure which one to believe, but it doesn't really matter. So the first one is that this base is commonly used to fold a lot of origami birds. So that could be one of the reasons. The other reason is if you open it like this, it kind of looks like a baby bird's in a nest feeding with its mouth. As you're folding it, you go through that step. So either way, it doesn't really matter why it's called a bird base, but this is a bird base. So let's get into how to fold it. Here is another preliminary base that I folded in that previous video. And remember, a preliminary base is a diamond, and we have the color on the outside. If you're using a plain piece of white paper, obviously it's going to be white on both sides. So the way we fold this is what we're going to do is we have this mountain fold down the center of our diamond. We're going to take the outside, and it doesn't matter what side you start with, I always start with the right, outside tip of this diamond, and we are going to fold it so that this line right here is right on this mountain fold. So basically we're folding it over this way. Now when we do that, as you can see, you can start seeing white sticking out and everything here. You have to really make sure that you keep that piece of paper folded as best you can so that we don't have too much white sticking out. The more of this white that we have sticking out, the less accurate this base is going to be. So I have quite a bit of a piece right here. And again, I'm using cheaper origami paper, and it's not perfectly square. With this section, this part of the fold, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. So I fold this right side piece. Let's see if I can get this a little bit straighter. Yeah, this preliminary base is not really folded that straight because of the non-squareness of the paper. Alright, so I'll use the part I already folded. So you fold the right tip over to this line, and then you're going to do the same thing with the left tip. Trying to get these matched up as close as possible. And you might have to adjust the folds just slightly when you're doing this. And again, make sure you crease everything and get it as straight as possible. If you spend a little bit more money and get some high quality origami paper, they're perfectly square and you're not going to run into this problem. So now I have this little kite thing on the one side, but the other side is basically still square. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing on this back side. Fold the right tip in so that the mountain fold and the edge of my paper now line up as closely as possible. As you can see, this side folded much nicer than the other side did. And now the left side also, I'm going to fold that in. Making sure it matches as closely as possible so that the front and back are also the same. Alright, so I have my kite, but as you can see from the bird base, it's a little different. This has little doors that can open on it, and this doesn't. So basically what we need to do is we need to turn these doors basically inside out. To make this process easier, what we're going to do is we want to create a fold right along this line right here with the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold the top tip down, making sure that it folds right on that line. So I have a fold now, a valley fold, right where these two folds that I made earlier line up. Now I can do it right from here, or what I prefer is to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side so that we have a nice fold that we can use in the future folds that we're going to be doing. All right, so then you unfold it. So now we still have this, this kite-looking thing with the flaps on it. So how to make the bird base from that? We're going to open these doors up, and I'm going to take the tip of just the top piece of paper right here, and I'm going to open it up. See, now we have, it looks like a bird's mouth. And just very carefully, you have to fold these sides in, making sure it folds along the folds that you already have. And lay it down nice and flat, and then fold it back down. So now the one side is just like the bird base that we have. Now I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. I open the doors up, I grab the tip of just the top piece of paper, I open it up, and I gently fold on the folds that were already there, and then I close it back down. Now, as you can see, remember I told you that the fold was a little off. You could see quite a bit of white there. But now that we're actually to the base, everything is pretty lined up and pretty straight. So this is an origami bird base. See you in a future video. Good luck folding.